Well, hello. How are you? And good evening. Yes, it's evening at the time of this Advent recording. Because I was back at work, as you can tell from my shirt sleeves. It's a context clue, don't you know? Um, so Advent got pushed back until I got back from work, which I now am, here to open up another door, look at another dice, and talk some shit for a while, as has been the routine for all of these days. It is day. What day is it? It's day 16. The days are drawing near. Not many left now. Um, and it is, I suppose, you could say, a black day for Advent. Let me tell you the news. The sad news is not that I was back at work. That was just a relief, actually, after all the lockdown. No, the sad news is that the concert that I've been alluding to in February for Lord Huron is sadly cancelled due to COVID, which was quite upsetting to hear. I was quite disappointed by that. However, I absolutely refuse to let it ruin my holiday, so I'm going to be going on holiday anyway. Because fuck it, basically. So I already have the time booked off work, and I've already been looking forward to it so much. It'd be a real fucking shame to just can it all in. So I'm still looking forward to it, although with less on the table to look forward to. Shall we say, there's still plenty to be enjoyed out there across the Irish Sea. And will it fall a third time? No. Well, not yet. Give it time, I'm sure. It's on a ledge there. It's comic timing. Thank you, Advent Calendar. You're good to me. Better to me than the organisers at Ticketmaster, that's for sure. Day 16. Let's open you up and let's get some redemption here. You know, things aren't all bad. There's reasons to be positive, despite everything. There's always dice. Is that another D6? Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, oh. You know, I was gonna say there's less reason to be excited now. Everything's ruined. It's another D6 in Advent. Everything's terrible. I was going to say all of those things till I brought this up to my eyes and I realized what it actually is. Because the other day, I was looking at that lovely dice with all of the things in it, the clear dice, and I was saying to myself, what was I saying? Well, I was saying it kind of looked like flowers. It might have been apple slices. I looked it up after the fact, and it is, in fact, apple slices. This, on the other hand, if it'll focus, you may be able to see, is a beautiful blue flower. Which I also saw that they had on their websites when I looked up flower dice and didn't find the apple one. So this is gorgeous. This is far too nice of a dice for me to keep. So this is definitely being given as a gift because I really like this. Even got little sparklies in it. It's got a little bits of glitter floating in the dice. That's really super. Now we know what a D6 is. We know that it's best of collections because we've been seeing a lot of those best of collections recently. Is this one going to go on for too long as well? I don't know. I don't know yet. You know, if I was smart, which I'm clearly not, see the previous 15 videos for evidence of that. But if I was, what I'd be doing is just marking off these ones as they come up. Because I'm pretty sure yesterday I said D6 won't be an issue. We won't run out of D6 entries. It's a distinct possibility that we might with the fucking ungodly amount of them that's coming up. But anyway, we'll worry about that as it happens. We'll just give the dice a roll and see what we get. And if it's a duplicate, if it's one we've already had, we'll give it a roll again. And we'll keep doing that until we get one that's unique or give up and just pick one. Let's see. Is that a big 6? Well, it ain't a 9, so it's got to be a 6. Okay. 6 on the D6 is 83. And 83 is... Oh. Now everything's ruined. 1 second. Okay. So, do you know Adult Alternative? Yeah. Adult Alternative is a really bizarre fucking genre. It's kind of like Train, like Drops of Jupiter, Untrimmed Chest, Train, that guy. Okay, so imagine like Train and then make it kind of worse and whiny, and make it like not rocky enough to be rock, and definitely not alternative enough to be alternative. That's adult alternative as a genre, right? And the reason that I'm opening with that is that this is the script, and if you're not Irish, you might know who the script are, and if you are Irish, you'll be sadly aware of who the script are. I'll level with you. All right. I used to like them quite a lot when I was younger. Their music could be described as bad breakup songs for a man who wants his teenage children to think that he's still cool. Sounds like a bit of an oxymoron to me, and that's how I feel looking at my extensive collection of the script albums. I have seen them in concert. Not alone did I see them in concert. I saw them in concert after the Freedom Child album release, which was a enlightening experience. I remember distinctly myself and my good friend at said concert, and the absolute second that they started playing songs off of their newest album and veered away from the classics that people actually enjoy from them, everyone in our section got up to get a drink, myself included. I was drinking at the time, and I said I'm going to go up and get a drink, and my friend said, no, you stay here and enjoy the good music. I'll go get our drinks for us. He was a wise man. So the script only got worse after their first album, and when I was picking best of collections, I kind of just picked randomly at which one I thought at least had the most bangers, relatively speaking. I could have gone for their first album and just gone for the titular, or the eponymous, I suppose, the script album. They named it after themselves. I'm sure I'll find an easier way of saying that someday. I didn't go for that. I could have gone for Signs and Faith. It had a couple of classics, including a song that really got big because of the 2008 financial crisis, called These Times Are Hard, or something along those lines. That was definitely an important line in the chorus. But while that song was good, a lot of the other stuff on it, it doesn't really age well. Kind of like criticism of politicians of the era. They don't really stand the test of time. I could have gone for their third album, number 3. It's got Will I Am on it, the absolute mark of quality. Remember Will I Am from Black Eyed Peas? Sure you don't. Yeah, that one's not great. I chose the fourth one. I definitely didn't choose album number 5. Fuck me, Freedom Child is one of the worst pieces of shit I've ever bought. I stopped buying script albums after that. I don't know if they've released anymore. I frankly don't care. Bono came along and absolutely ruined the script, like he does most things that have any association with Ireland. So, in memory of a band that I used to kind of like that actually had some pretty decent music, I've chosen album number 4 in their collection, No Sound Without Silence. And I kind of chose it because, well, I didn't choose it because of the legibility of the back of the fucking box, that's for sure. This is a track list, apparently. Let me just go get the actual fucking track list and write it down on a piece of paper for you so that you can read it. Jesus Christ. Okay, I mightn't have fixed it, but at least I can read this, so you can keep your snippy comments about my terrible, awful, wonderful handwriting in your pocket, because finally I can read the names of these tracks to you, and that's all that matters. So, yeah, this is the track list, if you can believe that, and this is the album, and well, two thoughts went through my head while I was writing out this list of songs. Number one, the genre of adult alternative does sound like the sort of shop that you'd walk into with full PPE on to make sure nobody sees you coming back out of it. And the second thing I was thinking about is that the act of doing so would, I think, be less shameful than me buying whatever script album comes next, because this was categorically the last time that they were as good as the script are. I'm not going to say this is the last time that the scripts were good, because tastes develop and people change and people grow and they listen to more music and they learn things about themselves and they realize that maybe, just maybe, there's nothing more adolescent than a group of artists that categorize themselves as being for adults. Just something to think about. Anyhow, yeah, the script is bad breakup music, but if you've had a bad breakup recently, you should, seek the proper channels of mental health, discuss your feelings, talk to people. If, however, you want to listen to a song off of this that isn't shit, you don't want to listen to Hail, Rain or Sunshine, that was ruined by an ad. I quite like without those songs. And interestingly, track number 9 on this album, Paint the Town Green, is, I think anyway, the only example of a song that was written for the sole purpose of being played at St. Patrick's Day parades. It is the only intentional St. Patrick's Day song, which is to say it can be played at parades and it isn't about the IRA. So for that reason alone, it's quite a good song. I'm not recommending it, though. It's not March yet, so I'm going to recommend, going to recommend No Good in Goodbye. Because if nothing else, you can get some enjoyment out of a premise being stretched to its absolute limits. I mean, I thought EVOL by Marina and the Diamonds at the time was a bit of a stretch, but fuck me, once they got past the title for No Good in Goodbye, a factually false statement linguistically. It's right there at the start of the word, don't you know? And once they got past that, they were like, well, shit, now the theme of this song has to be words, and we're bad at those, so let's wring all the creativity we can out of this. Who's that? Bono at the door. Come on, ruin our fifth album. It'll be class. We'll write about how America's kind of shit sometimes, and politics can be a bit messy. Ooh. I'm not a fan of the script anymore, but I had to put this in best of collections because I almost got 13 minutes out of it, and it answers itself. That's enough for that day. That's the script, and that's a really beautiful D6. It's just a shame that it had to do this to us, but hey, someone will enjoy that. I certainly do. Day 16.